So what if I told you that a $150,000 disaster could actually be the best thing that ever happened to your business? Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're breaking down Alex Hormozi's 100M Leads framework. It's a system that was literally born from a complete financial collapse, a system he used to build an absolute money-printing machine. And it all boils down to one simple, powerful idea.
And it all starts right here, with this core belief. It seems almost too simple, doesn't it? Having lots of leads makes it hard to be poor. But Hormozi's entire philosophy is built on this. His whole deal is that pretty much any problem in your business, a bad product, you're terrible at sales, whatever, it can be solved by one thing, just a flood of new leads. But, to really get his solution, you first have to understand the disaster he survived. So he starts out as a successful gym owner, multiple locations, doing great. Then, just a few months later, he sells everything to launch this new service. And that is when it all starts to fall apart. His partner steals all the money, leaves him completely broke. And just when you think it can't possibly get any worse, it does. Big time. In March of 2017, he gets hit with a catastrophic loss of $150,000. This is it. This is rock bottom. He's got no money, no options, and he is staring total failure right in the face. But see, that $150,000 disaster, it wasn't the end of his story at all. It was the beginning. It was that critical moment that forced him to rethink absolutely everything and led to the breakthrough that would define his entire philosophy. So what actually went down? Well, his gym launch model was pretty simple. His team would literally fly to a client's gym and fill it with new members for them. The problem was he had zero control over the gym owners themselves. Two of them just completely sabotaged the launches. They were telling the brand new members to get refunds, and one was even stealing them as clients for half price. It was a complete and total collapse. And that desperation, well, it led to an epiphany. He realized he was terrified of giving away his secrets, but that fear, that was the very thing holding him back. The absolute scariest move he could make, giving it all away for free, suddenly became his only way out.
So what was the pivot? It was genius. Instead of flying out and doing the work for them, he licensed the system to them. He packaged up all his secrets, his ads, his scripts, his entire process, and sold it as a product. And the result? Bam! He made $60,000 in a single day, with zero cost to fulfill. Problem solved.
All right, so that disaster and that incredible breakthrough pivot, it led him directly to the framework he built from that very painful lesson. He calls it the Core Four, and it became his foundation for getting leads. Hormozi just strips advertising down to its absolute basics. For him, it's just the process of making known. Forget all the complex jargon and tactics. If more people know you exist and know about your stuff, you're going to sell more stuff. It is that simple. And here is where it gets really, really powerful. He organizes all advertising into this simple little matrix. Just think about it in two ways. First, who are you talking to? Is it a warm audience that already knows you or a cold audience of complete strangers? And second, how are you talking to them? Is it one-to-one in private or one-to-many out in public? Every single advertising activity you can possibly think of fits into one of these four boxes. So from that simple matrix, you get the only four ways to advertise. That's it. Warm outreach, that's just a DM to a follower. Posting free content, that's a YouTube video for your audience. Cold outreach is a cold email to a stranger. And paid ads, well, that's your Facebook ads. He boils the entire universe of advertising down to just these four things. Okay, but getting leads is only the first step. The real key here, the thing that really separates the amateurs from the pros, is understanding the difference between a lead and an engaged lead. And this distinction is so critical. A lead is just anyone you can contact. It's just a name on a list. But an engaged lead, that's someone who actively raises their hand and shows interest in what you sell. That right there, that's the gold. It means the true goal of advertising isn't just getting contacts, it's generating genuine interest. So how do you create that interest? You use a lead magnet, something valuable that you give away for free. A really great lead magnet does one of two things. It either reveals a problem the person didn't even know they had, or it gives them the very first step to a solution. You provide real value right up front, and then and only then do you sell the full implementation. Okay, so you've got your Core 4 method, you've got a killer lead magnet. But there's a problem. You're just one person. To really, truly scale, you're going to need leverage. You need what he calls lead getters.
And look, this is the fundamental problem of growth, right? You just can't do it all yourself. To get to that $100 million level, you have to find ways to multiply your efforts. It's the only way.
Hormozi identifies 4 types of lead getters. You start with your happy customers, who will naturally refer their friends. Then you hire employees, and you train them to execute the core 4 for you. To go even faster, you can hire agencies to do it. And finally, you can partner with affiliates, other businesses who sell your product to their audience. These are your 4 levers for massive, massive scale.
In this quote, man, it just sums up the entire philosophy of scaling perfectly. It means the ultimate business skill isn't mastering all the work yourself. It's building a system where other people do the work for you.
So, you've got your lead getters in place, you have a system that's working, so what's next? How do you keep growing without breaking everything? Well, Hormozi uses a really simple 3-part operating system for scaling. More, better, new.
It's a really simple 3-step cycle. First, you just do more of what's already working. If it ain't broke, double down on it. Second, you make it better. Find the biggest leaks in your process and test improvements. And third, when your returns start to slow down, you add something new. A new platform, a new ad, maybe a whole new core 4 activity. It's this constant loop of optimization and expansion.
And this really brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle, your mindset. Getting leads isn't magic. It's a skill you build through just relentless persistence and testing. As Hormozi says, you cannot lose if you don't quit.
So let's bring it all back home to a single question. Forget the whole $100 million framework for just a moment. Based on everything we've just covered, what is the one single action you can take today, right now, to get your very next engaged lead?